So now I've just got to solder all of these that are coming from the actual Unipulse onto their designated diodes on this, and it actually works the same for all the different drum machines that this Unipulse can work. And I can't see this being an issue even for a beginner to actually do this. However, it is a little bit overwhelming with all the information at the start. So if you're predisposed to look at information and get overwhelmed very quickly instead of breaking it down into chunks, I can see this being an issue. But if you're cool at breaking information down into chunks and just doing it, you know, pragmatically, then it's totally doable. So all you do is you get your solder, and so all you do is you get your solder, you wet a bit onto the diode leg that it says in the instructions to pop it on. Oh, it's not getting wet. Come on. And then you pop a bit on the end of the wire that it is designated to, and you stick them together like hot glue. Like so. And that's it. You just repeat that for every single drum voice and you'll be good. You'll be good to go. So if you look over on my other channel, I just did a video on modifying the CR78 to make it accept MIDI input and stuff. And I'm using the Tubbutec Unipulse board, which I got the other day, which I purchased the other day, and yeah, I'm just currently building it, and I can sort of see whilst I'm, you know, jumping through the manual, it can be misconstrued in certain ways, and I thought, because there's not much on the internet videos wise about it or anything, why not? This is what I was hoping to find on the internet, so I'm shooting it for other people, because why not? So I have literally just done the voice board, soldered all of the necessary wires into their designated places. As you can see, I've just literally taken them, split them apart, and they're all looking nice and skanky over there, but it's fine. It's adding to the lovely spaghetti junction of wires that is the CR78 anyway. Luckily, all it is basically just soldering. Oh, get in focus. You can see there, you're just soldering onto the diodes, literally like that. You're dampening it. But there's a couple of them that I found a bit strange, so I was trying to figure it out. Like the ground, for instance. There are the two diodes where you have to put in yourself. There's one there, and there is one there. And these diodes come with the Tubbutec modification, so that'll be quite easy. And it's easy to do that. Just make sure you get the polarity right, because this one's coming out, that one's going in. So yeah, just a quick one. And then if you can see there, there's the actual there's the MIDI. And I'm still yet to figure out how you're actually supposed to mount it. There's no description on how to mount it, so I'm going to figure out a way. I'm actually probably, for now, I may make a more permanent solution to this, like getting you know, one of those sticky bits that actually connect into there, but I haven't got it. So I'm going to use double-sided tape and actually find somewhere to tape it. I don't know where yet, but we'll figure it out when. So the top side of the board, the jury is still out as to where they're intending to actually put the wires. Annoyingly, I've got them rather close to this transformer. I'm sort of using everything that's in the kit. If I was being smart, I'd probably use more wire to sort of extend it and use maybe use this port to get the wires through to the top part. But I'm trying to use everything that's in the kit instead of using extra stuff, because that's what somebody would have if they don't have, you know, wires sitting around. So I'm hoping that this is not going to be too much of a problem. They pretty much connect. I'm going to put these wires together and make it nice and neat, and that means it's connected to the switch, and then that means if I pull this over, that I'm going to get some double-sided tape, some nice strong double-sided tape, and tape it just about here, so it's away from everything, nothing's touching anything, and it's a nice neat place. And then the MIDI wire goes over it to it as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that together. I haven't got any I'm going to put that together and I'm going to test it, and yeah, I'm going to go back and shoot the next video, the other video. Now I had a little bit of an issue. The thing is there is a few variations on these boards, and the problem is getting the right power supply to the actual circuit. The first problem that I had is it wasn't powering up at all, and I thought initially I broke it, and it turns out it says in the readme in the manual that this is ground, but actually this one is ground in this circuit, so you need to check which circuit you have and which ground is which. As you can see over here, if it's got a black wire on it, it usually means it's ground. So if you're not sure whether you have a ground in the place that it says it has, then maybe check for another ground. You'll see a G down there, that means ground. So if you find a pin with G on it, then you're safely on ground. So that'll keep you all right. I did email Tubbutec, and they really quickly got back to me with some solutions and stuff, and we worked through it together. And yeah, it ended up me being a bit of a plonker and yeah, wiring it up to what it said and not taking into account that it might not be ground, which it wasn't, but it's fine. And since then he has updated it to include this variation of the board, because there are a few different variations. So this video was basically touching on the things that I sort of searched up on the internet whilst I was building it, just to doubly make sure that I made it correctly. And all in all, it was a reasonably simple build, and it was easy to make, apart from the one issue that I had. And I found out the whole problem was down to the fact that I had the ground soldered onto the wrong place. It turns out that the ground can be found in different places on different CR78 boards. So like I mentioned in the other video, I'd thoroughly recommend, if your circuit board doesn't look the same as the one in the Tubbutec, all you need to do is just email Tubbutec and they will be able to yeah, basically let you know where the ground is going to be and stuff like that, and work with you through solving the problem. I found out that all of the ground points on the actual board have a G on it. The problem was I had my ground set to -5 volts, so it was actually making everything kind of play all at once, because yeah, the ground wasn't working right. So when I finally solved the issue, it worked perfectly and it worked as it should, and now it works perfectly fine, and I just need to get good at using it. But I hope this video was of help. It was a very messy and unorganized video, but I just needed to touch on stuff that I didn't feel needed to go in the other video. Anyway, peace.